My name is Sergeant Ian McConnell. I was formerly a 2847 before I went over to this MOS. Right now I'm trying to be a cybersecurity specialist, a 1721.
Great, perfect. So what was your path to becoming a cyber marine? How did you get here?
I started in a field that was in communications, so I dealt with data marines and networking and systems a lot. So I started taking classes in the CTC and other similar veins to kind of get knowledge about it. And when I decided that I liked the topic, I started looking into MOSs relating to it. And when it came time for me to either EAS or re-enlist, this seemed like the most appropriate and interesting option. So I definitely looked more into it, and that's when I decided.
Very cool. So when you came into the Marine Corps, did you know much about the cyber field or not?
I did not. I had originally was going to be a maintainer, so I was going to learn the physical side of things. But after taking interest in the data systems and networking layer, I started to develop more of an interest in it.
Awesome. Did you have any mentors to kind of point you towards cyber?
I had a couple of peers actually that I worked with who were in the prior field before the 1700 field, the like 06 kind of domain. And they were pretty cool guys. Their job seemed pretty cool. They walked around and, definitely were subject matter experts and had a lot more knowledge than your average Marine. So I kind of wanted to be like them.
Awesome. How's the learning curve been since you transitioned to 1700?
The learning curve it's definitely there, and the best way I can describe it is that even the experts in this MOS have a hard time knowing what's going on all the time. So pick things that you do know and do your best to get to learn them. And from there, just keep developing your portfolio, getting more knowledge. But you're never going to get all of it, so just learn everything you can.
Absolutely. And in DCO IDM company, what will be your role once you become fully MOS qualified?
When I am fully MOS qualified, I'll be on the blue team, which is basically cyber defense. I'll be an analyst who monitors the network, looking for any malicious or intrusive software or programs that are trying to infiltrate and do malicious things.
And what is your pipeline going to look like before you get to that full MOS qualified point?
It's looking pretty long at this point. I heard a minimum of 9 months between 2 different schools, but from there it could go anywhere up to like a year or 2.
And where are all those schools? What have you heard about them? Just tell us all about those schools if you can.
The first of which I know about is JCAX, which will be in Florida. Beyond that, I'm pretty sure I'm going to Georgia at some point, and then up and above from there.
Sounds good. And when you get done with all of that, are you going to come back here to Camp Lejeune and be at II MIG?
That's certainly a possibility. I know that there is currently a company getting stood up at 8th Com for this MOS, but there are opportunities everywhere, so God knows where they put me.
Absolutely. Did you know that Marine Cyber Marines could be stationed out at MEFs when you initially thought about transitioning, or did you think it was all at Fort Meade?
When I started transitioning, it was actually because I worked with Marines who were in this MOS who were stationed on the MEU, so I knew that being a forward deployable unit like that they could, theoretically be in any kind of theater.
Very cool. When you finish up your MOS school, how is it going to work as far as deciding where you're going to be stationed? Is that just going to kind of depend on needs of the Marine Corps or what at the time?
At this point, I'm sure it's needs of the Marine Corps. I have my own personal bias, but I am taking that into account so far. So.
And where would you like to be stationed?
I'd like to stay East Coast. I mean, I would honestly prefer to be at Fort Meade, just a place I know, and I grew up around there.
What would you say to the Marines out there who are thinking about transitioning? What should they focus on? What skills should they have? What should they be thinking about?
It's never too early for self-study, and there are a number of courses and online resources you can start looking into that'll make you more prepared. Start learning networks, start learning servers, switches, all the physical mediums that you're going to be using, because they are, integral to the MOS, as well as there's a number of online resources like in government databases actually where you can see what are called white papers, which are written up by security professionals for pretty much any audience, where you can see kind of the cutting edge of the field, because you can't learn cybersecurity of 2 years ago. You have to learn it as of this month. It's a very, proactive thing. So the more time you invest into learning it, the better you're going to be all around. So wherever those come from, good places to learn.
Awesome. And can you kind of list out some of those additional resources?
Off the top of my head, there's CompTIA, which is a great place to start. The A+ through Sec+. There's also CISSP if you're especially motivated. There's Cisco Certified Network Administrator courses that are also pretty good, which you should be able to get anywhere that you're stationed in whatever CTC or military educational office you have. And then online there are SANs, and you can Google any of these things. And there's also, I believe, a Joint Operations Command or like a CIA, FBI type website that you can access for free. That'll get you, you know, kind of just the professional viewpoint. And additionally, there's a number of Twitter you can follow. There's, you know, the professionals themselves who put out these courses and who have this knowledge. They're prolific on the web. So once you kind of find the one that you like listening to, they're certainly out there.
And what would you say to those Marines thinking about transitioning? Should they go for it? Should they look elsewhere? What would you say to them?
I think in the Marine Corps, if you just stick to one thing your entire time, you're never going to get the real experience. So find something you really like doing and, you know, apply yourself to it. If you're content in your current MOS, then keep on trudging. But if you think there's more out there for you, try this, try something else. I mean, lab move's a great way to see more units and more of the Corps.